Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Umi Indah Mawarni. I'm from Accounting 3D. I will present my final project proposal with the title Accounting Treatment of Revenue at ABC Cooperative in 2021. This is the structure of my presentation. First is introduction, the second is literature review, and the third is research method. Number one is introduction. The first is background. ABC Cooperative runs a business unit in the form of a savings and loan business unit. Cooperatives in the preparation and presentation of their financial statements refer to the Financial Accounting Standards for Entities Without Public Accountability or SAK-ETAP. According to SAK-ETAP, an entity must prepare financial statements except for cash flow using the accrual basis. Under the accrual basis, items are recognized as assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expense elements of financial statements while they meet the definition and recognition criteria for those items. ABC Cooperative use SAK-ETAP as the company's accounting guidelines. However, there are still unrecognized revenues in several store units and savings and loan units. Unrecognized revenue is interest revenue from savings and loans and electronic interest revenue. This can cause the presentation of revenue reported in the calculation of operating result does not show the actual balance. The impact of errors on the presentation of revenue also affects the decision taken by management. Because the cooperative has not yet recognized its revenue is in accordance with SAK-ETAP regulation, the researcher will compile a study entitled Accounting Treatment of Revenue at ABC Cooperative in 2021. The next is formulation of the problem. Formulation of the problem this research is number one, how is the accounting treatment of revenue at the ABC Cooperative? Number two is, has the ABC Cooperative implemented revenue accounting according to SAK-ETAP? The aims of the research is number one, to analyze the revenue accounting treatment applied by the ABC Cooperative, and number two is to analyze the suitability of revenue accounting treatment in ABC Cooperative with SAK-ETAP. The benefit of the research is A. Can increase knowledge about revenue accounting treatment in the world of work and be able to analyze the suitability of revenue accounting treatment in ABC Cooperative with SAK-ETAP. B. As input and consideration for ABC cooperation regarding the accounting treatment of revenue in accordance with SAK-ETAP, and C. As a reference material for Semarang State Politeknik students, especially accounting majors, in preparing their final project. Number two is literature review. Definition of revenue. According to SAK-ETAP, revenue is revenue that arises in carrying out the usual activities of an entity and is known by different names such as sales, fees, interest, dividends, royalties, and rent. Recognition of revenue. Recognition is carried out by stating the item in words or in a certain amount of rupiah and including it in the balance sheet or revenue statement. Under accrual accounting, revenue recognition does not have to wait until cash is received. Measurement of revenue. Measurement is the process and amount of rupiah to recognize and include each element of the financial statement in the balance sheet or revenue statement. According to SAK-ETAP, an entity must measure revenue based on the fair value of the payment reserve or accrued. The fair value does not include the amount of sales discount and sales discount revenue measurement. The next is record of revenue. Number one is cash basis recording. Revenues and expense will be reported in the revenue statement in the period in which cash is reserved for revenue or cash is spread for expense. Number two is recording of accrual basis. Revenues or expense will be reported in the revenue statement in the period in which they are incurred. Records of cash flow, cash inflows or cash outflows. The third is research method. Data classification. There are two parts of data classification. Number one is according the data set. The first is primary data. The primary data used in the preparation of the research are the result of interviews with sources of revenue, revenue recognition methods, company records, and other information related to the ABC Cooperative's revenue treatment. Second is secondary data. Secondary data that will be used are financial statements in the form of balance sheet, calculating of operating result, general description of the company, organizational structure, and selected information data. Number two is according the character. 1. Quantitative data. Quantitative data that will be used in this study are financial statement in the form of balance sheet, revenue statement, and selected information data. And number two is qualitative data. Qualitative data to be used includes the story of its development, organizational structure, and line of business. Data collecting method. Number one is interview. Interviews were conducted with the finance department of the ABC Cooperative to obtain information related to the discussion of this research. Number two is documentary. Collecting data for this research by asking for documents in the form of an overview of cooperative which includes cooperative profiles, cooperative history, organizational structure, and job description, as well as cooperative vision and mission. The next is writing method. Number one, descriptive method. Writing with this descriptive method is used to describe the general description of cooperatives, which includes cooperative profiles, brief history of cooperatives, organizational structure, on job description, vision and mission of cooperatives, as well as description of accounting policies and revenue treatment applied by ABC Cooperative. Number two is expository method. The writing of this exposition is used to identify and provide explanation in explaining the accounting treatment of revenue at the ABC Cooperative, which includes the recognition, measurement, recording, and presentation of revenue at the ABC Cooperative and identification of the suitability of the revenue treatment at the ABC Cooperative with generally accepted accounting standards, namely SAK. That's my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.